Good morning. This is Dick Barr, managing broker owner of the Dick Barr Group, real estate brokers and consultants. Today is Wednesday, December 3rd, 2020. It's hard to believe we're so close to the end of the year. And this is this week's weekly update for the Country Walk subdivision of Round Lake Beach. I'm going to take just a minute to start building the audience. So please relax, go get yourself a cup of coffee, and watch this brief video while I build the audience. Welcome back. Again, this is Dick Barr, managing broker owner of the Dick Barr Group, real estate brokers and consultants. And this is the December 3rd version of our weekly update for Country Walk subdivision. Very specific, just Country Walk, because what's happening in Country Walk is incredible. We haven't seen real estate data like this in a long time, going over just about 12 years. Current inventory is at an all-time low. We literally actually have nothing for sale, and that's been that way for a couple of months now, and it's creating an incredible opportunity for sellers who are ready to jump into the market. So this week we're going to talk a little bit about what's the current market indications, and then what's driving the incredible demand as well as the low inventory. So let's jump over to our jump over to, there we go. This is our market analytics report, and this shows over the past 3 years the average price of the homes coming up for sale in Country Walk. And I've got this scaled down to a 3-year rolling average, excuse me. And as you can see from the average price in Country Walk back in 2017 was just around 150,000. And as of last report, we're just about 225,000. In fact, let's jump to our full page screen so you can see it much better. And what's causing this? Well, obviously, Country Walk is a great community in Lake County. It's an affordable community and very clean, quiet neighborhood. 5 parks, walking distance to shopping, restaurants, the municipal complex, including the cultural and civic center, and the post office. We've got movie theaters downtown, also in walking distance, and we have just miles and miles of trails for walking and biking, and we're located really close to the forest preserve. Being right on the Metro rail line also makes it very attractive to commuters who work downtown and willing to actually want to get out of the city and live in a more suburban landscape. So it's obvious why Round Lake Beach is attractive to folks coming into the area, and but what's caused this incredible increase or spike in prices recently has a lot to do with the pandemic. And we're going to just show you the month supply graph, going back 3 years. From in 2017, we had a over 3 month supply of homes available for sale at any given time. And right now, as you can see in this last little section, this starting in June, when the month supply was starting to increase and homes were just starting to sit on the market, not doing much, just stewing there. And incredibly, what started happening is this huge buyer demand from a lot of times folks leaving the city. And that was right when the riots were happening downtown Chicago, and then of course the lockdowns. So we saw a big boost in buyer activity, and they really bought up all of the stock that was available. And while right now this shows a third of a month, so about a week and a third of available home stock, the reality is Country Walk has nothing. There's literally nothing for sale, nothing even under contract, which means we haven't had a new listing in quite a while, about a month and a half. So this has created a really weird dynamic, and I'm going to show you um, something strange that has happened. Now, typically, the country walk is broken into four major price groups. You have the entry level models, the mid level, and then the executive model. And that fourth one is the attached homes, the duplex style single family attached homes. But from the detached, the single family detached homes, uh, typically we had very reliable and consistent pricing. But what we've seen is some of the mid level homes are now getting executive level home prices. And that's because there's literally nothing available for sale. So when they come up, I'm going to go to this one on Old Pond to show you as an example. Um, this is the standard split level model in Country Walk. And typically these would sell for right around the $220,000 to $225,000 range. But because of the current market conditions, this sat on the market only 17 days and sold for 240,000, which is really close to the max price that in Country Walk was getting for the executive models with 2,500 square feet. Now, we haven't seen any evidence to suggest yet that the executive models are going to sell significantly higher. But if there's a seller willing to take a chance at this point, odds are, chances are that they'll be able to get that just incredible max dollar for their property, because this particular property in Old Pond serves as a comparable for any appraisals. And when we can show a home that has, it's saying 2,400 square feet, but that's including the basement. This is probably an 1,800, 1,900 square foot model. And we can show the appraiser that this home appraised at 243 and sold with no seller concessions. Good chance we can be at 275, maybe even 280 for some of the executive model homes like the ones over on Mallard and Astor and Redhead. And just to show you, for example, this home on Redhead, which is the executive model, 2,200 square feet, sold at 245,000 recently, only $2,000 more, and a much bigger floor plan with a multiple car garage. So if there are sellers like who have been sitting on the sideline thinking that 2020 is not the year to sell, I implore you to reconsider. Let's jump back here. The fact that this phenomenon is going on right now doesn't necessarily mean it's going to last, and I'll explain why. Typically we see on average homes come up for sale on the. In fact, let me go back to the regular homes coming on the market at the this, especially this time of year. We almost never recommend it. We always typically tell people to wait until the February, March at the earliest, and then the second wave happening in the spring. But in 2020, the typical round of sellers who would usually be selling at that point didn't come out. And that's what created this huge gap between supply and demand. So my fear is that those folks who would typically have sold in 2020 are holding out until 2021. And that's going to create a bottleneck in 2021 with the 2021 sellers coming to market. So if you're waiting till 2021 to sell, you might be running up an influx of available homes for sale, which will negate the effect we're experiencing right now. Right now on the market, we know there's a lot of buyers in the market ready to sell, very few sellers, and that's creating this dynamic that we're in right now. So if you have the motivation to sell and you've been looking to sell, don't let the 2020 scenario scare you off, because we are just seeing some amazing results. One listing we had just about 2 weeks ago, we listed it just above market value, and within the first 48 hours of being listed, we had 16 showings, 5 offers, and 2 competing offers that were $30,000 over asking price. Now, this home was a in the 300,000 range. So it was about 10% over asking price. But still, to list at 343 and get competing offers at 370 was incredible. And that's what's happening in 2020. And it's a understandable effect considering the supply and demand. But want to talk to you also about how we can help generate the highest values for you if you list in the fastest amount of time. So obviously, I always say preparation plus marketing plus timing equals success. So the most important factor when pricing your home is the timing. And I'm constantly looking at the trends to see when there's high amount of buyers in the market versus when there's high amounts of available homes in the market. And of course, we try to predict out as far as we can, but you can't always do that because there's always unknown factors that nobody can predict. But reliably, we always recommend, well, I always recommend start in end of February because there's not a lot of homes yet coming up on the market. A lot of people wait for that spring market. So you get to jump on that market by coming in late February to middle of March because there's been homes been sitting on the market a long time. Some buyers looking, but the homes still on the market, they didn't obviously have enough draw to create that sale. So when new homes pop up sooner than others, they often sell quick and they often sell for more money because they're like the new homes, the new listings are an oasis in a desert. The buyer has been waiting for months. Finally, something comes up that's satisfactory for them, and they're willing to try to beat the market, beat the other buyers, especially because of the time of the year. But like I said, we are seeing that happen now because so many buyers are still left without a home who have been trying to buy them. And that's why we're just seeing so many multiple offers. Um, I'm going to go over here and show you the before and after images. And these are ways when we list the properties. So obviously there's so timing, and then of course there's marketing. So one of the ways that we excel in our marketing is, of course, we use professional photography, but we also spend a lot of time doing color corrections on all of the photos. The top row of properties that you see here, these are just generic raw photos coming out of the camera. They're fine. They do an adequate job of telling the story of the property, and you'll see 90% of the photos on the MLS and the open market that this is what they look like, this top row. And but we take it to another level, and we do the color correction to just make those colors pop, improve the lighting, make these photos stand out. The goal when we list your property is to get as many buyers in as possible because that creates the excitement, that creates the demand. And the more buyers, potential buyers we can get in that first weekend, and especially if they're just bumping into each other as they're showing the property, and they can see how much uh, other competition they have, more chance that they're going to do a quick offer and they're going to do a high offer. And that's how we excel at generating such high market values when we do sell. But we just create this um, overwhelming sense of standing out as they're going through the photos and they're seeing the drabness. A lot of the times those photos will just kind of blend together. So when they come across our photos and they see those colors just pop, those beautiful blue skies and green lawns and bright foliage and high contrast colors interior, really tells that story of that makes them really want to set that appointment. And the let's see, we got a boom boom. So back to Country Walk. So this is one, obviously one of the ways. So going back 14 years, we pulled up the data. In Country Walk from 2006 to 2020, I've sold more properties than the next three top agents combined. So between 2006, 2020, in those 14 years, sold $8.5 million of real estate. On the right there, you see the map of each house that I've sold. Um, but I don't do it by pricing them low. I sell these homes pricing them high. And if you look at that, compare me with those same three top agents, my average sale is 2 to 3% higher. But I do it quicker. than all of them. The with the one exception of that third agent over there, but their average sale was $11,000 lower than mine. So we get these fast sales by doing the preparation. The preparation is telling you what to pare down, what to take off the walls, maybe even painting kitchen cabinets or making gray walls with white trim. Really creating something that's a photo that's going to just pop in the photos that the buyers are currently looking for. And then obviously doing the professional photos. And then, of course, we do the drone video. I want to also show a video that, let me switch over here, the video that we did just highlighting Country Walk and the beautiful trails and the forest preserves and the Hook Lake that we have through this quick drone video I did of me biking through the neighborhood. Welcome back. So I'm going to put an end to this real quick, but again, just wanted to remind you that if you are looking to maximize the value of your home, we are seeing incredible, um, incredible reasons to get on the market right now and uh, finish with some of these metrics. Showings per listing, we're seeing anywhere between 15 and 20 showings per listing. But that's just because there's no product available. Our month supply is down to almost nothing. In fact, right now we literally have no homes for sale in Country Walk. So if you do have the inclination to sell, please give me a call right now and let's get this prepared and ready for market sooner than later. We don't want to go up against a high seller turnout in the early winter. Listing to contract, the average is 31 days, but like I said, in 2020, my average listing to contract was 5 days. The number of shows to contract is 17, so 17 people coming in on average for each contract. Time from contract to close right now is about average of 52 days, but realistically, and anecdotally, we'll see that number be anywhere from 30 to 45 days. Typically on a conventional loan, we're seeing about 30 days from contract to close, and on an FHA, we're seeing up to about 45. This is a great metric, and what this shows in Country Walk, what you're seeing is when the properties are listed, the average contract price based on sale price is over 100%. So we're not seeing a lot of negotiation on these contracts. We're seeing people paying the asking price, and that's because there's such a high demand. We are just running about average in number of closed sales, and that's pretty exceptional for being this time of year. The Obviously the market time, while officially it's 32 days, but like I told you, we're hitting it at about 5 days. And then the number of homes for sale, it says one, but there's only one reason that it says there's one home for sale, and that's because an agent has misclassified the subdivision that their listing is in. It's actually in a subdivision called Sutton on the Lake, but they miscategorized it as Country Walk. So thanks again for here we go. Thanks again for watching. And, If you're looking to sell, give me a call. Come give you a free market analysis, and then we are also doing free drone videography for any value listing. Typically, those are reserved for higher value listings, but running a special right now where if we give you a free market analysis, you're going to get a free drone videography. And we are probably one of the best drone videographers in Lake County. We're the ones who pioneered it back in 2014. So thanks again for watching, and I hope you have a great week and look forward to talking to you soon. Take care.